Fernando Mendoza defined masculinity last night. When the going got tough, he got tougher, and when called upon in the fourth quarter, he was the toughest man on the football field and came up with the biggest play of the entire college football season and one of the most memorable plays in the history of college football. And then he did it with that same goofy smile. When they bloodied him up in the fourth quarter, there's no clip of that cheap shot and him getting his mouth busted open in the first quarter. I didn't see any clip example of Fernando Mendoza going to the referees and whining and complaining. How did you miss this call? Yes. Did Kirk Cignetti do it? Yes. But Fernando Mendoza did not see himself as any sort of victim. I'm sorry for doing this, but I'm just keeping it real today. You got Deion's son, Shedeur, who grew up in the lap of luxury, grew up in like a 40,000 square foot house with a multimillionaire father, divorced, but with all this ghetto hip-hop mentality, and Shedeur Sanders has somehow turned himself into a victim. He's being mistreated in the NFL. Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns. I didn't get any first-team reps. Always victimhood. Christianity rejects the victimhood mentality. Fernando Mendoza never sees himself as a victim. And that attitude permeates that Indiana University football team. He's the perfect partner for Kirk Cignetti. It's no different than Tom Brady with Bill Belichick. And early on in Tom Brady's NFL career, Bill Belichick and that defense carried Tom Brady. And then Brady would make a play or two at the end of games. That's what we just saw from Fernando Mendoza. Brady completely surrendered to Belichick. They put together a 20-year dynasty, win 6 Super Bowls together. In the early stages, Brady carried by the defense, but would make just enough clutch plays to get it done. And then in the second half of his career, Brady becomes the best quarterback in football. I don't know what's going to happen to Fernando Mendoza. I don't know, or I really don't care if he's a great NFL player. But I think it's time for people to quit hyper-focusing on his limitations and shortcomings and start celebrating what makes this kid great. What makes him a winner. What makes him someone willing to stand up to the bullies and never fold. And become a great player in the clutch. I want to play the clip of Fernando Mendoza with Holly Rowe after the game. Kids said it all. Play the clip.
This game, it is the fourth quarter. You're leading by just 3 points, and coach decides to go for it on fourth down. What did he say to you in that huddle, and how did you execute it?
That's one thing about our team. We're always going to put all on the line. And, I want to give all the glory and thanks to God there. My offensive lineman blocked perfectly, and we're able to execute the team towards a common goal, have the Indiana Hoosiers synergy to score, and then give our team a chance to win the game.
How did you get it in there, though? You had to go airborne, Fernando.
I had to go airborne, and I'll die for my team. Whatever they need me to do, they need me to take, shots from the front and the back, whatever it is, I'm going to die for my team out there, and I know they're going to do the same for me. That's what makes us so close, and that's what makes this national championship so special.
Show my cameraman right there your arm. You can't imagine the beating this young man took last night.
I mean, shout out to Miami defense. You can see why their 2 edges are first-round picks. I mean, it was going to be a physical game. And, we had to play physical, and we did play physical. We elevated it, and it's victory so sweet for everybody, for the entire Hoosier Nation, but also, it's super sweet to myself. I was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on offer to the University of Miami. Full circle moment here playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Cignetti enough, and Coach Whitmer and Coach Anna for taking a chance on me and just give all the glory to God.
You've been a little boy sitting in these stands watching people play on this field. How do you describe walking out of here a national champion after all these years?
There's no words. There's no words. This is the most special moment of my life, and I know my teammates either. There's no one else I'd rather do it with.
Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
It would be enough.
Total goofball. He's a total goofball. You got to learn to love it. I mean, seriously, you have to learn to love it. It's what makes him unique and special and perfect for this time that we're in today. This is, I told y'all when I started this, I'm on cloud 9. Because we need kids like this in the spotlight, fighting against this or standing against, being a symbol against like this whole little hip-hop thug thing. Let me tat myself up. Let me dress myself up so that I'm, by appearance, intimidating and look hard and tough. Let me put my gold chains on so everybody can look. Oh, I'm wealthy. I'm making a lot of money. Fernando Mendoza goes the completely opposite direction. Dude looks like somebody straight off of Leave It to Beaver or My Three Sons. And for those of you that are not old enough, those are like old school, goofy TV shows about suburban white boys. That's what Fernando Mendoza looks like. He's a killer. He's not afraid of anything or anybody because of his faith. And I know some people don't like to hear that. And you're sitting there, man, God doesn't care who wins a football game. I'm not saying God does care who wins a football game, because he doesn't. But the rewards for any of us, whether we're playing football, whether we're playing dominoes in the backyard, whether we're playing softball, whether we are the CEO of a major company, whether we are a small businessman, whether we are a parent, whether we are a husband, a wife, or whatever, every pursuit imaginable is enhanced if you lean into and surrender to Jesus Christ. It's how you conquer fear. It's how you go from, hey, I'm a 2-star recruit that Miami didn't even want. These guys are out here playing dirty football against me. I'm never going to bat an eye or blink. I'm never going to whine and complain and see myself as a victim. When they bust my mouth open with an illegal helmet to the chin hit, I'm not going to reach out to the referees. I'm going to wipe the blood from my mouth and continue on in this fight. What an amazing story we watched last night. What an amazing player Fernando Mendoza is. What an amazing example he is. And so, and I'm not saying, hey, there's guys in the Miami locker room that were leaning into their faith as well. And Carson Beck, the quarterback for Miami, had crosses under his eyes. He's had it all season. I think he's got some sort of a faith walk. I get it. But Carson Beck was a 4 or 5-star recruit. And this kid was a 2-star recruit that nobody wanted. Everybody's wanted. Carson Beck's played at Georgia and now Miami. But if you want to elevate yourself in any endeavor, be more like Fernando Mendoza. Lean into that faith. You won't be afraid. You won't back down. And when it matters the most, you'll run through, break tackles, juke out better athletes, and dive into the end zone and be the hero of the football game.